81 cents has been the cycle high for ADA so far, and I know a lot of people have been disappointed about the recent trajectory in terms of ADA. But times are starting to change. We're getting into some now exciting times in the market. And in fact, alt season is the time where we see significant inflows of capital users. And these are times where ADA begins to start performing well. So now people, I'm sure, are curious, when is ADA going to get back to this 81 cent level? And I've charted out two different paths for this. One's a more bullish one, one's a more bearish one. But the interesting thing about these is, regardless of that, both of these seem to have ADA getting to these points at around the same time. So what I did was I actually charted out basically in the blue line here our trajectory to begin this bull market cycle all the way back here in October when we burst onto the scene. ADA started surging, doing extremely well. Even with our retracement, ADA went on to set this new cycle high and was a great early market performer. And now the second chart, which is our yellow one, I actually went back and looked at last market cycle, what we did post halving. We obviously had our surge in July, great movement for ADA, big retracement down, kind of sucked. It is what it is, right? And the interesting thing I found about this is right now actually a very similar movement to what we're experiencing. ADA had a nice surge to the upside, almost vertical. You guys can see this movement here. And then a similar retracement, going back down, testing these support levels. That's exactly what we've done here. So charting both of these out, it looks like, based on these, if ADA does do what it's done in the past, whether it be to begin this bull market cycle, whether it be post having last market cycle, it shows us actually getting up to about this 81 cent range somewhere in late August, which would actually make a lot of sense. Now, the question is which path do we follow? And know this, guys, there's no guarantees in crypto, right? This isn't financial advice. These are just, thoughts. The yellow line actually makes a lot of sense. And the reason why is we have one of the biggest changes coming in the Cardano ecosystem over this month and next month, the Chang hard fork. And we have Chang hard fork part 1 here in July. We have Chang hard fork part 2 in August. Now, why this yellow line I think makes a lot more sense is when we look at some of these big launches in terms of Cardano, they've typically been sell the news events. When we look all the way at smart contracts at the height of the last bull market cycle, sell the news event, hit an early top, it sucked, it is what it is, right? When we look at the Vassal hard fork that happened in late 2022, sell the news event, we dropped, right? So now we're at this time where we're getting into the biggest ecosystem shakeup we've ever experienced in terms of Cardano, and it may in fact be another sell the news event. And I'm sure people don't want to hear that, but if history holds true in terms of ADA, we have to look at it both ways, right? I think ADA is going to be a great late market performer. It may not do well on big ecosystem launches. Know that. So what would maybe happen here is if we get this surge until like mid-July, somewhere in there to about 54 cents, and then go on a retracement back into the mid 40s before continuing on this pump, and sometime in August being the point where we get back up to 81 cents, right? Know that dips don't last forever. Big ecosystem shakeups tend to have a better impact long term. Now, if this doesn't turn into a sell the news event, this may be the trajectory that we see, kind of similar to what we saw in the fall. Again, more capital flowing in, a little bit bigger, a little higher of a surge above $1 by basically the start of September. And again, guys, remember, this is not a guarantee. We don't know what way the capital is going to hit the market. We don't know where users are going to be flocking to. I'm sure there'll be some in meme coins. There will be some in tech advancements and things like that, right? And the funny thing about this is this actually shows a similar retracement here, basically in the fall before going on a nice surge to basically close out the year. I think would make a lot of sense for ADA to end up somewhere around that $2 range to close out the year. I'm still thinking that's possible, but just know that there's a lot that's going to be happening between now and the end of the year. We have 6 months, guys, and these 6 months tend to have a lot more users and a lot more capital than we saw to begin the year. And I think people get that confused, right? They look at the early part of the cycle, they look at the early part of the year of the halving, and they say, oh, yep, that's about all we're going to get. No, we're just beginning. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. I'd love to hear your thoughts below about when you think ADA is going to again breach this 81 cent level, but appreciate you as always. Have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.